All right, man. Torture Talk. You know what it is, man. Hey, how y'all doing, man? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody. All right, so today's episode, I want to talk about this whole thing with Drake and The Weeknd and how The Weeknd basically is responsible for blowing Drake up on his second album. And I think a lot of people don't really talk about this too much. I know there's people who know this, but there's some more things I want to say about this because I think it's very telling, to say the least. So before we get into that legendary spill, this is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. If you're new here, let me work for your subscription today. All the beautiful, single, sexy ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know how to fund the ones at. Just don't harass them. I don't sell no merch, but I do have content absolutely free. But if you want to leave a donation, link is in the description. Cash App right on the screen. No more PayPal. Hidden Gem, 1,300 subscribers, 19,000. And yes, I am the King of the North. Let me know what kingdom you're from. This Sunday, October 26th, will be a live battle rap event on this page. All you have to do is click and watch. It's free. Grab a popcorn. 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You know what it is. So let's get it, man. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to get to it. Make sure you go subscribe to Torch Talk After Hours. That's right in the description as well. So let's get it. All right, this comes courtesy of Rapaholics. Shout out to him. So this video for me is basically talking about how Drake kind of wanted to be what The Weeknd is, but he chose to go a different path. It's like Drake is one of those artists that he does so much different stuff and copy so many different people and get help from so many different people that it looks like he's super versatile. Not necessarily, but we're going to get into that.
With Kanye West, Jeff Bask, and No ID. But nothing would compare to what we would see in 2011. By this point in time, Drake is trying to incorporate and establish a darker, more signature, unique Canadian R&B sound into his music. And this is when he comes across The Weeknd. The Weeknd was homeless in Toronto, a young aspiring artist singing on the streets when he was introduced to Drake by one of their mutual friends.
How crazy is that? The Weeknd was homeless. Yo, I'm going to tell you like this, man. When people tell you that you can't make it, that anything, any type of negativity, I don't care. Any person that tell you that you can't do something or you won't be able to do that. The Weeknd was homeless in 2011. In 2011, he was homeless. In 2025, he's the biggest artist in the world. In 2011, he was homeless. In 2025, he's the biggest artist in the world. So when people say, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's something's holding you back and all this and that, understand that he was homeless and now look where he's at. Just got to do the work.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Christina. Happy birthday to you.
Drake and him start getting to work on some music, with Drake even attempting to sign The Weeknd, and of course coining the term OVO XO. And with Drake needing a little bit of a rebranding, with his debut album Thank Me Later being a little bit of a forced commercial effort, having this underground, angelically voiced, incredible songwriter in his circle was the perfect assist to create one of the greatest rap R&B hybrid albums of the 2010s. Yes, I told you, we'll give Drake credit.
And another thing too, like a lot of people don't notice. I know the Weeknd did about 6 or 7 songs. I believe it was 6 songs on Drake's second album. 6 of the most significant songs. One of the songs he did was "Loving the Crew," right? A lot of people don't know this, but there's probably more songs that Drake took from the Weeknd, because the Weeknd, I believe in an interview, he said that he had a whole project and Drake took all of the songs. He wrote a whole project and Drake, but I also believe that some of the trilogy or some of the Weeknd's first album, I believe it was Echo of Silence or Thursday, one of them, he tried to take all of those songs, but I think the Weeknd kind of hits a lot of the songs from him. But there was a couple of songs that I believe that Drake tried to take from the Weeknd.
Where it's due. Take Care was an amazing project, but was that solely thanks to Drake, or was that thanks to the help and influence and even full-fledged songs that The Weeknd handed him for the album? The Weeknd is only credited on 6 songs on Take Care out of the 20-song track list. Shot for Me, Cameras / Good Ones Go interlude, Practice, Crew Love, and The Ride. That's actually 5 songs I can't count. And initially when Drake was asked about integrating The Weeknd into this project, he said, "The Weeknd's like a writer, collaborator on 4 songs on my album. I usually don't branch out writing-wise, but we get it. We try to tap into the same emotions because we're from the same city." But years later, when The Weeknd and Drake would split up, The Weeknd would sign his own deal with Republic Records, which left Drake a little salty. That's a story for another video because
Yeah. He was mad about that. But so, okay, it was 5 songs, right? But I believe that 40 Drake tried to downplay this as if they didn't try to sign The Weeknd to steal his sound and brand Drake into something different. That's what this was all about. You know what I'm saying? I believe they did another song, Shit That I Live For, but that wasn't on that album. I believe they did that, and they did another song too that wasn't on that album. But I was under the impression that The Weeknd, Jasmine, I believe it was Jasmine Sullivan and Drake had a group. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's actually true. I would have to look that up. But I heard they were a group. And I never hear no songs from them. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. You know what I'm saying?
No, of course, at this point in 2025, the two don't really get along. However, it really all roots back into how The Weeknd reflected on his contributions to Take Care. On one end, he had some positive words for Drake, calling him his closest friend in the industry at the time, and saying, "I'll always be thankful. If it wasn't for the light he shined on me, who knows where I'd be? And everything happens for a reason. You never know what I would say if this success wasn't in front of me right now." But as far as what else The Weeknd had to say, he claims that he actually gave Drake half of the songs that were meant for his initial debut, House of Balloons, for Drake's own album, Take Care. "I was hungry."
That's what I'm saying. And you got OVO 40 who's coming out and Drake coming out saying that that's not true. But my thing is, maybe he did give him the songs and maybe Drake only selected a few songs. But I'll put it to you like this. If I had to lean, obviously I would lean more on the Weeknd side of this, because I believe that the Weeknd wouldn't be out here lying on Drake. I just don't think that that's the case. Now, do I believe Drake would lie? Yes, I believe Drake would lie, because he lied when he said that he only did 4 songs. He lied when he said he lied about a lot of things. I sound like Kendrick. You lied. He lied about a lot of things, especially when it comes to people writing for him. You know what I'm saying?
The Weeknd said. I was like, dude, take anything. I gave up almost half of my album. It's hard. And again, yes, it was a mutually beneficial relationship, but you have to remember the fact that the core elements of Take Care sound, arguably Drake's best project, at least perceived by the public, was inherently created for The Weeknd's own album and was simply just given to Drake, gifted to him. And you'll see that's a repeated habit throughout Drake's entire career going forward. Another repeated theme you'll see is OVO 40, Drake's right-hand producer, defending him in very similar ways whenever these ghostwriting allegations come up. In terms of The Weeknd, 40 said, there are 18 other songs on Take Care where that guy was nowhere to be found, right? So it's like, yeah, cool, you contribute to a few records on Take Care. Significant records, sure, but it was a few. It wasn't a lot. It's a common misconception. I made that whole Take Care album. I only saw The Weeknd for maybe 2 days, no pun intended. I was in there for like a year. You'll see he has the same excuse when the Quentin Miller rumors.
That's kind of corny for him to say, as if he wrote the songs. You know exactly what people were talking about. You know you didn't write those songs, 40. You didn't write those songs. You was a producer. That's it. You were a producer. Now, I don't know if 40 writes. Maybe he does write on a low. Who knows? But you were a producer, dog. And you say you didn't see him in it. That doesn't mean that Drake could have got the songs from him when you wasn't around. Like, what are we talking about here, bro? I always thought that was so stupid for him to say. Like, oh, there were, don't get me wrong, there were some significant songs, but what do you mean? Those are the biggest records on the album. All them other songs, nobody remembers. Obviously, like this Crew Love, and I believe it's Shots. Those songs people remember. What else song on there we remember? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
Are coming out. Basically saying, I created that whole If You're Reading This Is Too Late project with Drake. I only saw Quentin Miller in there for like a day. Just overall trying to downplay their contributions. And Drake would do the same. When he was pressed about it after celebrating the 10-year anniversary of the album on Instagram, some fan had commented something along the lines of, you should thank The Weeknd for the success of this project. And Drake snapped back, replying to that fan saying, The Weeknd co-wrote on Shot For Me and Practice. Obviously, he was featured on Crew Love and The Ride, and that's it. There's 20 songs on that album. Don't try me.
Spicy.
All right.
Don't try me. Yo, bro. Oh, man. Don't try me. Yo, a lot of these dudes, man, they swear they the toughest people in the world, bro. I never seen people. We have came into a time where the artists argue with the fans. This is the most funniest thing I've ever seen. I love laughing because a lot of these artists like really be out here crashing out when artists give them their opinion about something. It's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. You know what I'm saying? It's just funny. It's funny.
Drake, we won't try you. Instead, we'll move on to your next album. Nothing Was the Same. We got to skip.
So, yeah. But I just wanted to talk about that. I got more to say about it. Yeah, man. So, people got to understand, from my perspective, I always thought that Drake wanted to be The Weeknd, and he just didn't succeed at it. But a lot of people would say Drake wanted to be a lot of artists. But I think The Weeknd was the one that he tried to, capture in the moment that he had it, but he just couldn't do it. He just couldn't keep up. I think that The Weeknd made the best decision of his career not signing with Drake. I really do. And I think he knew that. I think that he knew that he was the one with all the talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to understand, The Weeknd was a little bit different. Well, he was a lot different from Drake. A whole lot different. He knew that. He from the slums. He from the streets. Drake wasn't. And he knew that this guy, this little prissy, preppy dude basically gonna take my sound and run with it. Because at the time, nobody wasn't really doing, at least at that time, nobody wasn't doing dark R&B. Nobody still ain't doing dark R&B. You know what I'm saying? And he took it from that level to a different level. He went somewhere totally different with it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't replicate what he does. So I think that Drake, that's why Drake was salty. He knew that. He knew it, but there's nothing he could do about it. And then it goes all the way until now, where they're beefing still. You know what I'm saying? But all because he went and signed with him. So, but it is what it is. I just wanted to throw that episode out. Thank y'all so much for being here with me. You know what I'm saying? I'll see y'all on Sunday, man. I'm out of here. Peace. Bye.